To understand the collapse of the Academy Awards, we have to look at its history. And I'm going to tell you the story that most acting schools will just skip over. So we all think of the Oscars as a celebration of art, right? But in 1927, they were specifically designed as a weapon against labor. Meet Louis B. Mayer, the head of MGM, a total titan for his time. In 1927, he was scared of one specific thing: the unions. He wanted to stop actors and writers and other creatives in that time from joining together and demanding more money. He needed a way for them to trade their financial power for validation. So he created the Academy, and he gave this famous quote: "I found that the best way to handle filmmakers was to hang medals all over them. If I got them cups and awards, they'd kill themselves to produce what I wanted." Think about that. He discovered something about an actor's psyche that still rings true today most of the time. We crave validation much more than we crave money. We're trained from day one to want that gold star, or I guess like gold statue. And for 90 years, this trade-off for the most part worked. The studios kept their money and we got our statues. But that currency relies on a monopoly that no longer exists. Here is the problem we face today: the divorce. It used to be that the best picture and the highest grossing picture financially were usually the same thing. Think about Titanic. The masses and the critics all agreed. Today, they aren't even in the same building. In 2021, Spider-Man made almost $2 billion. The Best Picture winner, Coda, made about $25 million. When the Oscars ignore the blockbusters, which are the movies that people are actually seeing, and start rewarding the art bro films, then we start having this gap form, right? The general public is fed a bunch of fast food films. It's just fast-paced, fun stuff, and we all absorb it. Meanwhile, the healthy food that's maybe more nutritious, empathetic, maybe it's more interesting and new and fresh, that's only given to people who are like film students. So things that are unique and things that are mass-produced no longer have this bridge between them. And the Oscars failing to bridge this gap isn't just bad for consumerism, it's bad for the human soul. And this leads us to the question: if the world is consuming movies that don't show up at the Oscars, why should we consume the Oscars? So if the movies are smaller, how do you win one? You don't deserve it, you buy it. Let's talk about the Harvey effect. 1999, Shakespeare in Love versus Saving Private Ryan. Before this moment, campaigning was pretty polite, and then Harvey Weinstein came around. He spent $5 million. He hired publicists, threw these lavish parties, and guess what? He won. Since then, the Oscars isn't a meritocracy, it's just a political campaign. Shaking hands, kissing babies, and then doing actor roundtables. Now, a lot of actors look at this and they sometimes can get the ick, like, ooh, that's a little desperate. But honestly, I view it as practical. If you're in an indie film today and it's done very well for itself and you want that award, it is something that you have to go through. The Oscar campaign is like your marketing budget. You're fighting for visibility in this industry. It's just business. You need eyeballs on you to be deemed worthy enough to receive an award like that. And this is a lesson I want to share with all of you because you might not be campaigning for an Oscar right now, but it still very much applies to your everyday career. If you don't know how to navigate the politics or the business side of the industry, that is exactly what I help actors do. You have to get good at stripping away the mystery and just create a clear strategy for yourself. Now let's address the elephant in the room. I've noticed a snobbery around, ooh, it's on streaming. That's not cinema. And let's break this down because I disagree with you artistically. But I do think we've lost a bit of ritual of going to consume a story. Think about Don't Look Up. Great cast. Leo, Meryl Streep. But I watch the whole thing on my couch. And when I watch something on my couch, the whole world gets in. I go check out my phone, I take a break, go to the bathroom, grab a snack, get distracted, grab another snack. I'm a massive believer in the movie theater because of this. Not just because, oh, it's a massive screen that we get to watch and that's awesome, but the fact that it is one of the only places you can go nowadays where you are told, turn off that phone. We are forced to pay attention. It is a sanctuary. When you are in a movie theater, you are locked in a room with like 200 other people sometimes, and you're all gasping and crying and laughing at the same time. It's beautiful. When we move to streaming, yes, of course, we get convenience, but we also lose that beautiful temple of focus. So while the artistry can survive on Netflix, I do believe some of the magic is gone. Which brings us to the final and most difficult question. Do I still want one? And look, let's not lie, I'm still human. You're still human. We both practice that speech in the shower with our shampoo bottles. We want that recognition. But we have to be honest about the timeline. It used to be linear. You struggle, you break out, you win an Oscar, you're made for life. That timeline's broken. In the old world, the Oscars were a shield. It protected you. It gave you a solid stamp of approval for your career going forward. In the new world, the Oscars is just a poker chip. It has value, but only if you use it. If you win, you don't just bank on having another job. You have about 12 months in order to cash in that poker chip and make something else for yourself. 12 months where you are hot. You gotta use that leverage to make your film, your passion project, get you that role that you've always wanted that's gonna lead you to your next award. Start your own production company, whatever it is. But if you hold on to that chip for too long, it's gonna depreciate. The heat dies down, the value expires. We have moved from an industry of safety and proving yourself to an industry of leverage. But now, here's where it gets even more confusing. It's a double-edged sword. Is the death of the Oscars actually a good thing? Maybe. It breaks elitism. It decentralizes power. But then without that, Super Bowl of acting, what brings us together culturally? We're fragmented. You watched The Bear, I watched Squid Games, you watched Never Have I Ever. We all don't have a cohesive North Star anymore that we're all consuming. So here's my challenge to you. If the Oscars isn't the definition of success in the entertainment industry anymore, what is yours? We have to define it ourselves now. Is it funding your own film? Is it having a sold-out theater run for a project of yours? Is it just paying your rent solely from being creative? You have to draw your own map, because the old map, the one that Louis B. Mayer drew for us, doesn't exist anymore. It's a road to nowhere. So let's be clear, the Oscars aren't dying because movies are bad. They're fading away in a slow death because the world is becoming fractured. The royal mountain that we looked up to and praised doesn't live there anymore. They actually live on our phones. So stop waiting for the Academy to validate you. That's an old roadmap that doesn't really exist. If you get it, great. I want one too. But we gotta be real with how our industry is moving. And who knows, it was just announced that the Oscars is supposed to be moving to YouTube pretty soon. Maybe there's gonna be a whole new renaissance. I'm excited to look into that. Subscribe, hit the bell, and if you wanna draw that new map along with me and figure out your career, I'd love to work with you. Feel free to click the description or the pinned comment below. Let's chat, and I'll see you guys next time. Mwah.